And so Paul says, as a true apostle, he has patiently endured. He has persevered. He has not given up. And that's true for the Christian life, not just for pastors. Those that endure to the end will be saved. How do you know someone is truly saved? Ultimately, if they endure to the end. Okay? That's the ultimate test. Okay? Because we all know people that we've thought were believers and have apostatized. The ultimate test is, how do I know that you're truly saved? I will know if you endure to the end. Okay? And it's the same for those in ministry. Paul says, as an apostle, he has endured with utmost patience. And you can go and read 2 Corinthians if you haven't read it before. He suffered terribly, didn't he? You can go and read about the shipwrecks and the beatings and being stoned and left for dead and all the terrible things that he suffered. Can you imagine being the Apostle Paul? Every day waking up, I wonder what's going to happen today. Okay. In fact, when he started his ministry, remember Ananias comes to him and says, the Lord wants you to know how many things you're going to suffer. Okay. Right up front. That's the wonderful thing I love about the Lord. He never tries to trick us, isn't that right? Christianity never says, come to me, all your problems will go away, you'll be healthy, wealthy, and wise, it'll all be fantastic, you'll be the most popular person in your class, you'll be rich, all of these things. Okay, it never says that. Never promises those things. In fact, the opposite, the Lord says, if you're going to follow me, you're going to have to take up your cross. You're going to have to be willing to lose your life. And so the Lord tells Paul, you're going to suffer many things for my name's sake. Okay, right up at the beginning. And so every day I can imagine he woke up. If anyone had a good reason to quit ministry, you could say it's Paul. Shame that guy's had a tough time. Maybe he could take early retirement. If he was on LinkedIn, I'm on LinkedIn, and I get these. 10 people have been viewing your. This place is looking for a teacher or a lecturer or whatever it is, and you can imagine Paul like, sure, okay, he has an opening over here. I could just become a rabbi somewhere in a little village, just a nice retirement somewhere. I always like the story of John Calvin, because John Calvin, that's exactly what he wanted. If you know the story, he was very academic, and he just wanted to go to Strasbourg, and he just wanted to be an academic, a theologian. He just wanted to sit and write. He didn't want to be a pastor. He just wanted to sit and write. And providentially, there was a war going on, so he couldn't go this road, so he had to go this road. And he went through Geneva. He was just going to spend one night in Geneva. And the pastor in Geneva, William Farrell, hears that Calvin's there. And he comes to Calvin as a young man, and he says, Calvin, if you don't stay here and do God's work here as a pastor, God will curse you. And Calvin's just petrified, and he stays. And he ends up doing this work of ministry, and he suffered many things. People would call their dogs Calvin because they hated him so much in Geneva. In fact, they chase him away eventually, and then the Lord calls him back there, and he has to go all the way back. And it's quite fascinating. He's away for several years, but his first sermon, if it was my first sermon, I would be like, I told you guys, you should have listened to me. Now you're calling me back. Now you need me. But his first sermon, he picks up with the very next verse. So he left, 5 years ago, finished the last sermon. When he comes back, he picks it up from the very next verse straight away. So you could say, Paul, why didn't you give up? Calvin, why didn't you give up? Much easier lives that you could have had. But Paul says, as a true apostle, utmost patience, okay, persevered, endured.
Wait, before you go, if you found value from this video, remember to like, subscribe, and to ring the bell to be notified of every new video on Books of the Wise, where we talk about theology, good books, and the Bible. God bless.